Hi everyone, Adam with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Yakima Roof Rack system on our 2018 Ford Expedition. So I am using our Timberline towers for our roof rack system, and I'm using the HD Yakima bars as well. And to be honest, these towers are very easy to install compared to some of the others. It just wraps around your existing raised rails, and it makes the installation really easy. So on this Expedition, we will have a lot of capacity for passengers on the inside. So being able to utilize our roof to store some of their luggage is going to be ideal for those long trips. The less luggage in there, the better, more space for your passengers. And for me, that's always a plus. So this is going to be ideal for all of your T-Track accessories, and you don't have to remove this cap to get those on. On top of that, we do have tie-down points, which makes everything very, very convenient and easy. We can throw up a bunch of different kayak carriers, a canoe carrier, a couple bike racks if we want, or just get a huge cargo carrier on top just to take everybody's luggage out from the inside of your cabin. So these bars are going to be made of aluminum, which is going to help resist against rust and corrosion, and it has a nice powder coated finish, which is just going to give it a really sleek look on this black Expedition. It does look very cool. But one thing we could add, and I would definitely add, if there's a front fairing that Yakima makes, and that's going to help direct that wind from going underneath our bars, and then it will direct it over just to cut down on that wind noise and possibly help your gas mileage. So just to let you guys know, a lot of our customers are wondering what the gap is between our roof and the bottom of our bars. With the HD bars here, we are at about 3.5 from the roof to the bottom of our bars. And from the roof to the top of the bars, we are about 4 3/4 inches. So now that we've gone over some of those features, let's just go ahead and show you how easy it is to install. So the first thing you're going to want to do is we are going to back this bolt out a little bit just by loosening it. And by doing that, I found it easiest to then push in. So as you see, when I push in, it's going to let this go through, which then I can get that out from underneath. And then we're going to have to get to there is a bolt underneath there, and I found it to be easiest just to shove it all the way up front. And we're going to be able to loosen that a little bit. And then we'll go to the top side of it. On the top side, the first thing we're going to want to do is take our plastic piece here. See these grooves? We're going to line them up with these grooves. Just goes in there very easily. Then we can take our T-Track, drop that in, hold it into place, and access that bolt down there. We're going to give it maybe a couple turns just to make sure it gets threaded on there. And once we do that, we can go ahead and put this on our bars. I am using the Yakima HD bars, which is going to require us to take the cap off. It's going to be one screw, and I have found it easier to flip this over to get that screw out. Grab it like that, and we are only going to have to remove one cap, because if we put them on there correctly, we don't have to do it on both sides. So get that lined up on the T-Track. Slide that all the way down. And now what I'm going to do is repeat that same exact process on our other foot. So now we can go ahead and put our bars on our rails. So once we get this looped underneath our fixed rails here, we might have to loosen this a little bit just so it can fit around this little groove here. But once we get it in that groove, we can go ahead and start tightening it down. And once it gets nice and tight, make sure and check. And if it is, we can put our caps on. So all we really need to do is get these 2 points here to go in these holes there. And once we get that in place, should snap right in. Well everyone, thanks for tuning in and taking a look at the Yakima Roof Rack system on our 2018 Ford Expedition.